Hello everyone, Rosemarie Neumayer here. Welcome back to my channel. Today's going to be a dolly boxing video. This is actually the doll that I broke my no buying streak with, actually, but I had to wait the 2 weeks for it to come from China. So from Ruby Red in Hong Kong. So we're going to be unboxing one that I just could not pass by because I just loved her. She's a Siblies, but a special edition, and I'm just going to start opening the box and then we'll get into it, because otherwise I'll just sit here and ramble on. So anyway, well, if you can't tell by my name, it's Rosemarie, and then the last name is Neumayer, or if you're saying it in High German, it's Neumayer. My grandparents came over from Austria on the boat to Canada. They immigrated. And so I have an amazing respect for anyone who immigrates to a different country, because not only, especially if there's a language barrier, I mean, that's just, wow. My grandmother knew English. She actually took it in finishing school. Yes, she went to finishing school, a proper lady. It was very interesting, but of course she was into math and sciences and not needlepoint and cooking. So a rebel in her own regard. And so my grandfather was a mountain farmer and logger, and he came to Canada with no English at the age of 19, no, 21? 21. And I think that was what it was. And he took English in night school in Montreal. And then once he was a little more established, he got a logging job up in Chapleau. He sent for my grandmother and the children. So this is, I had to have, because I was raised Canadian, but I was also raised Austrian. So I have a strong tie to the Austrian culture because of it. My grandparents were the ones who raised me, and so they were they were Austrian. So, you know, they brought that with them, but at the same time, they were very Canadian as well. Excuse me. Now that everything's thawing, of course, the allergies are acting up, so I've got a bit of a raspy voice because I'm very allergic to mold, and once everything starts to thaw and the snow's all gone and the wind's blowing, the mold starts to flare up, and so I'm a little raspy. So I'm just gonna take a sip of water here because I don't want to get too dried out. I am a tree, I need watering. So this is Rosie, who is the Siblies limited edition. Okay, so first right off, the box isn't too, but that's for the Siblies. They don't tend to do, the only Siblies I can think of actually that had a really, really unique box that didn't get the standard Siblies box was the gift editions. So the birthday girls, so they have a special birthday box. It's really sweet because they come with a birthday party hat and a card. And anyway, if you're wanting to gift someone a doll, those ones are ideal. But the Siblies just come in a basic box from what I've seen for the special editions, which is fine. You know, the box is just to keep the swag. This one got a little beaten up, but I'm sure everything will be fine inside. And so Rosie is Little Red Riding Hood. And of course, being a German fairy tale, oh yeah, and I got a little outfit too as well. Being a German fairy tale, it's done in a very traditional German folk costume or outfit. My mom actually had one of these, so very excited about that. So let's get into the little outfit first. I had enough points that I got this for just a few bucks, so that was nice. And Rory will be very happy because this is the boy outfit that comes with shoes. And yes, they actually look like they're Sibley shoes, because, hang on, let me grab Rory. Okay. So there you go, you get to look at my butt. Anyway, but so I've got Rory here, and he comes with these shoes, these boots, right? And you're like, that looks so huge on him. Well, that's because these aren't actually Sibley size boots. For some reason, they seem to be Well, they're just very big, and I think it's because they were worried they wouldn't come on. You can actually put these on a Ruby Red Fashion friend doll, and yeah, so as you can see, the little shoes are a little smaller. So these are kind of a halfway point. Like they're too big on Rory, but they're really snug on, like, say, Alex there. So, like, see, it's just a little smaller than his. So he can actually wear them. So he can swap shoes that way. But I wanted Rory to have a little pair of sneakers of his own. So I got this one, which is called Star Power. And I love stars. Has nothing to do with the fact that my name is actually Star. I have two names. There's a very long, convoluted, complicated story, but the long and the short of it is that my father was denied access and custody. And because I was a child of the 80s, paternal rights weren't a thing. And he actually named me Star when I was born. So I didn't find this out until I met him almost 2 years ago. And it's just, wow. Because I love stars. I have always had an affinity for stars, and I just, no idea why. And then to find out that my name is Star. If paternal rights had been a thing, my name actually would have been Star Oaks. And for me, it's a beautiful name. I love it. And so, so my dad calls me Star. And it's just a name that's entirely me. It's my own. Rosemarie is actually my deceased aunt's name, so it's a family name I inherited. And there's a whole story there about it. And anyway, it's just, I've always shortened it to Rose because Rosemarie is very hard for people to say. They always say Rosemary, which is not my name. And it's just nice to have, something quick and easy, right? It's like calling a Michael Mike. So I'm always like, call me Rose. And by the way, feel free to call me Rose. But now you can also feel free to call me Star because I love that. That's just, it's such a me name, just to who I am. It's just, Rosemarie never felt right. It always felt too heavy. And when I found, when my dad told me the name he gave me, I'm gonna cry. Okay. Anyway, it just perfect. So anyway, you will be seeing some stuff from Star Oaks, actually, because I'm a writer, and I have a short story coming out later on this year in an anthology. And for writing, I am using my father's name because he's where I get my writing talent from, so he deserves the credit. Plus, it's just, Star Oaks is absolutely a writer's name. Like, that is a writer. And so, there we go. So anyway, completely non-related to dolls. Just rambling. Anyway, getting back into this before I get too teary-eyed here because I'm all misty. Oh, okay. So there. See? I've been hemming and hawing on this because it looks so American. But then I also had to remind myself that white and blue and red is also British. It's also French. So, it doesn't necessarily have to be American. And there are these little thingies here where they're the stars where they don't have them colored. So I might just take like a fabric marker and color in them yellow just to give them a different look. I might modify it like that just because, I don't know. I've been thinking on it. So I got him that, and they come with a little pair of jeans as well, little pants for him. So he's got a pair of pants because there's not many options for the boys. They've got a new outfit out, by the way, for him, which is just adorable, but it doesn't come with shoes, and I wanted shoes. I also love this Star shirt. Like I said, the only thing is just that American vibes that was kind of, but keeping me in, and I was just like, but you know what? No, that's also French and British, so it actually kind of has a global feel, which, if you look at it from that point of view, which I like. So, there's the little shoes, and there's all that, and I'm not going to, I'll dress Rory in it later, but yeah, put his boot back on him. His very large boot. But we'll keep him around in case you want to see a comparison there at the end. We'll do between that and between Rosie here. So let's jump into it. Okay, very excited. Now, Rosie has the little Alice mold, so that she's the second doll ever made with this, the first being little Alice. Who has a Alice in Wonderland theme. There we go. I'm like trying to get through that as fast as possible. It's very loud. Okay, so she's got her little apron and the little off-the-shoulder puff sleeve shirt. And there's a little crinoline there for underneath. Give the skirt here volume. And look at that, the little lacing up the front, the little faux leather, faux suede actually. And then at the back here, it's little snaps. Just gorgeous. I might as well unsnap them because I'm going to be putting it on. And then she's got her hood. And that'll sit on top. And how does this work? Okay, so this is a little snap too. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. I'm not sure if this is supposed to open or not. It kind of looks ratcheted on. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to trust that to come off. I'm going to give it a bit of a pull here and we'll see. And if it doesn't, I'm not going to, I'll just slide it over her head. Yeah, I think I'll just slide it over her head because terrified to break that. So, okay. And then leggings. Well, actually, technically, these are tights. So, tights. And then here's her little shoes. She has little red shoes. I was like, these are so cute. Just so, so cute. Okay, so, and I'll just use my little knife here to cut into them. Box cutter. Okay, and these are little faux leather little shoes, and again very Austrian, which is, you know, German. The Austrians speak High German, which is just basically German but with their own twist, their own dialect to it. So basically it's kind of like, I don't know, American English and British English. It's kind of like that, right? It's still the same language technically, but it has its own flavor and flair, and it's been changed to suit the culture a little more and just the regional area. So it comes with this, which is a wig band, because the wig is not glued on, not unless you ask. If you ask, they will glue them on. So I did not ask. I keep toying with the idea of asking them to glue on the wig, but I do find every now and then that I do like to just, when I have a good day and I just feel a little silly, I just like to change up the wigs and just see what the doll would look like with different color hair, because it almost gives you a different doll. All the special editions, by the way, or no, not special, limited edition. And then she comes with a basket and flowers. And so if you wanted to, you could look at that. Oh my God. That's real wicker. Wow. Anyway, so at least it feels like it. Huh. Feels like it anyway. Like that's strong. That's great. Wow. Okay. And so she comes with little plastic flowers, and these are sewn in together, but you could actually take you could take them apart and have her hold them and stuff too. Nice. Of course, in Red Riding Hood, the fairy tale, she's, you know, treats for grandma. So if you could always swap that out if you had little treats. And then she comes with her little card. I've got number 130 of, I think she's 300. And now for her herself. She is adorable. They've got this little box to keep her head protected. And, oh, yeah. Oh, the thing I was going to say about the little Alice mold is they have kind of a crazy look in the eye. And I love it. It's so adorable. So she's actually my first with this face, and I just couldn't resist with it. When I saw that, I was just like, oh, that's so sweet. So anyway, she comes with little underwear, and they've just loosely put on her wig, but there's her face. That's such a cute little face. I love it. And this is the Frida skin tone. So, and I'll just get her all set up here now. I would love to see this face mold in the even darker tone of Jada. And Maya there, I'd love to see it in that, because I think it would look so cute. But it's just such a fun little face. Such a serious little look, but yeah, just a little off, which I don't know. There's something about it. It just appeals to me. She makes me smile. Oh, and look at that. They're lined. Look at that. They've lined the tights so that the black doesn't rub off onto the doll, which is fantastic. Oh, she's so cute. Such a cute little crazy face. Such a seriousness too, like almost like a deer in the headlights kind of look. Which I don't know, it just makes me laugh. And this is about fun and love and joy. So for me, when I saw that they'd done another one, I was just like, yes. Little Alice, like I said, she's the Alice in Wonderland, and she's lovely, but she was before I got into them. So like she was released before I got into these dolls. So I did not get a chance to get her because of that. She was also a limited edition, so she sold out. These are a little snuggy to put on because of that lining, but trust me, you're going to be happy it's there. And the quality of that, like sewing the two levels together, that's just, wow. Okay, and slide her in. Yeah, we're going to get you all dressed for the camera. And make sure I got that all kind of smoothed out as best as one can there. Okay, pulling that up. Yeah, I think that does it. Yeah. Oh, and I love too that she has, they didn't put any, like, she's just got a little blushing on her cheeks, from being outside, and there's no makeup on her. I'm really not too much, I'm not a fan of them having makeup, just because they are kids, like the body shapes, like they're not adults, so it's just like, I like when they have the natural paint job to the face, right? Where just a little bit of natural coloring, no makeup. So for me, I love that. And just, I'm also not a big makeup person, if you can't tell. As she says, as she sits here wearing absolutely no makeup. It just seems like a lot of fuss for nothing for me, but I'm also just kind of no frills type of thing. I will occasionally put on like eyeshadow and like a colored lip gloss if I'm going out, or like for a wedding. It's a wedding because or something like that, right? Like a special thing. But I'm also one of those lucky people who has that, got the highlight naturally on my eye, the white highlight. So I don't, and I've got the double set of lashes. So in terms of wanting to make my appearance altered, I pretty much have what a lot of people try and do anyway. So in that regard, my genetics did something right. So like, okay, I've got a couple of genetic diseases that, make my life very uncomfortable, and stuff like that. But, at least, you know what? No, I think I'll put that on last. I find these are easier to put on at the end. But at least, I got some perk out of it. I got, nice, like how to put it? It's like my eyes have tattooed on eyeliner already. I actually got accosted in grade 7 by a gal who was just like, "What eyeshadow are you wearing? I love it." And I'm like, none. And she wouldn't believe me. I had to take off my glasses and show her, like, I was like, "No, see, it doesn't move. There's no eyeshadow here." But yeah, so, and of course I find genetics fascinating, probably because I grew up with a mother who was adopted and a father, who was not in the picture. Thanks, Mom. Anyway, so, we won't talk about that person. She who shall not be named. Anyway, so oh, that's adorable. It's just as this comes together, yeah, this looks so much like my Ma's outfit. Just like, wow, like, oh, love it. Okay, and it's just spot on the accuracy here. They did such a brilliant job with this. But anyway, so yeah, so I just was saying something. I probably lost that train of thought. Oh well, we won't worry about that. If you really need to know what I was talking about, because I've already forgotten it because I got distracted by cuteness, you know. Oh yeah, the genetic thing. So yeah, so it's just genetics. You know, you're born with eyes like that or not. And okay, yeah, these are the teeny tiny real buckles. And okay, there's a love-hate relationship with these shoes because adorable, tiny, sweet little shoes, actually. And there's Rory's pair. So they still made Rory's just a smidgy bigger. Interesting. Anyway, even though he has the exact same size foot. Whatever. But anyway, so look at these sweet little shoes. So when they have the real buckles like this, you love because it's attention to detail, but you're also like, I don't have teeny tiny little fingers. Blake says he uses a cuticle pusher for this, and that is definitely something that sparks my interest, and if need be. But I think I can get it. But I also have pretty good dexterity on good days anyway. It's a nice day today, beautiful, sunny, all that stuff. And so everything's functioning the way it should. Yay! The life of connective tissue disorder. But anyway, okay. Being pressure sensitive. So, literally people with connective tissue disorders and like chronic inflammation, things like that, conditions like that, they are the living definition of under the weather. Because, you know, you can be great and then the weather changes, the pressure, you know, changes, a storm moves in, and oh, look at that, you feel like dung. Nothing works right, and you're in pain, and yeah, anyway, we won't take this down a notch. So, okay, so here we are coming along, even bald. I mean, look at that, so cute. Look at that detailing. Look at that dress and those shoes. And I was actually able to get those little buckles done up again without too much fuss, which surprised me. That's actually one of the, yeah. I'm just thinking about this. This is my first limited edition Siblies. I was actually just like, wait a minute. But I have seen other unboxings and stuff, and they just seem to come in a regular box. If my memory is serving me right on that. Don't quote me. And like I said, I'm not, you know, I keep some boxes, I keep some boxes I don't. It depends on storage needs, actually, because they're great for storing little accessories and stuff like that, and without losing all the little bits and the things. So we'll get her wig on her here. Oh, she's so cute. Oh. And I think this is a doll even my mom would have liked. She was not into dolls. And so this is definitely not, actually, the Dolly connection, my maternal grandmother actually is a doll fan, and so I guess I get it from her. Because whether they say, oh, things aren't genetic or not, you know what? At the end of the day, everything's genetic. Sorry. Pay attention, you know, and I can say that as a controls, you know, type thing there, because, you know, I meet these family members as an adult, and it's like, oh, wow, that's where that comes from. Oh, gosh, this is so precious. Okay, so, da-da-da-da-da. Plus, dolls are creativity and art, and being an artist, you know, that appeals to me. And storytelling even, right? And all that sort of thing. So you'll find a lot of artists are doll fans. And then you just have those who are art appreciationists, which those people are very welcome too. Okay, so look at that. Look at that. So cute. Oh, look at that little face. And she is with her wig. And now she'll be a bit stiff because she's just out of the box. But there we go. They're hung, there. Look at that. Oh, So cute. And then she's got two little curled pigtails in the back there. And now let's try putting this hood on her. The way that these are, they're a ball jointed doll, but they're kind of what I call a beginner ball jointed doll, because they've got bends at the elbows, and of course can raise and lift arms, hold things. The head, you know, you could do switching that all around, and then the knee and the hip. So, you know, we could make her look like she's walking here, and she can hold her little basket. Yeah, there we go. And I just throw the flowers around. But yeah, so I call these like a beginner ball jointed doll because there's not as many points of articulation. And so how all this is kept together is there's a tight cord. That all this is accomplished, I should say. There's a tight cord inside. And so when you first get one, they've switched to the shoebox style. There used to be a window box, and because they were posed in the window box, you'd unbox them and they'd be very loose, the cords, so you could move them around and play with them right away. That's more when they were marketing for children. And then they realized that adult collectors really, this does look like it should open, by the way. Oh, God. Anyway, so, and then they realized adult collectors were really taking to this, so they switched to the shoebox thing, and that, which is far better, because the cords can eventually over time wear out. So when you're not displaying them, you want to make sure that they're, you know, just standing straight. Everything's all in straight alignment like a little soldier, just to keep. Yeah, that's gotta open somehow. Oh goodness. Okay, I might have to figure this one out off camera. I don't know. I'm always so afraid of these little snaps of breaking them. Oh yeah, no, it's coming. It's just really, really tight. Okay. Whew, there we go. Very tight. So it's, if you're getting this one, just because it is really tight and you're like, does it? Okay, right over here. So when you're, that's the one that unsnaps. So when you're looking at it face on like I am, it's the one on the left. That's the one you're pulling on. Okay. So let's just put her hood on her. Have a full look at the full thing. And this type of little hooded, basically a hooded shawl, has a special name. And can I remember it? No, not to save my life. So, so unfortunately, I can't tell you that, but it is, because all these bits do. Actually, I'm gonna take your hair off to do this, because this goes around here and then snaps on. Okay, and then her hood can come up. No hair. Let's put the hair back on her. And yeah, so they've all got little special names, all the little things, of course, and unfortunately, you don't use it, you lose it. So being told once, it's already fallen out of my mind long ago. Okay, there we go. And there she is with her little hood. And that, this little type of shawl with a hood was very popular because it just kept those shoulders warm, because a lot of the times these would either come right up to the shoulder or they would sit down. So for this type of shirt, peasant top is what my mom would call it in English. And so that was the design there. Now let's see if we can just tuck her little curls forward. So careful not to mess these up because they are beautifully done. And when I concentrate, I tend to bite my tongue. It's a weird little quirk. Just like, okay, there we go. And then, oh, did it work? Did it work? Haha, it did. Just pull on her little piggy tails a little bit, get everything back. There we go. And there she is. She's all ready to go to Grandma's house and bring cookies. Or in this case, flowers. So, and that is Little Red Riding Hood. She is adorable. Oh, yeah. So glad I got this little one. So cute. So, and I will be doing a doll swapping out on the shelf. And I'm so glad she came because I've been waiting for her to come because I wanted to swap it out with her and some of the other dolls that I have that have beautiful, big, poofy dresses. So I'll be doing a shorter video anyway on that, obviously. This is an unboxing, so it's a little long, but thank you for joining me, and you have yourself a wonderful day. Bye now.